bucket or one more stop. Trace Jackson-Davis. Oh! He put the entire country of France in the basket. Take that 8-foot wingspan with you.
My oh my, Trace almost started an international incident or something like that. Shout out Fitz for a great commentary. Oh man, what a moment for Trace, right? 13, 10 and 5. 5 assists that is. 6 of 7 from the field and 1 highlight poster over WEMBY. And he was sensational tonight, man. It was wonderful to see him get 26 minutes. The pick and roll with Chris Paul being, you know, looking more connected and great. Chris Paul had himself a really great night with 19, 9 and 8, and he was able to knock down more of those middies, even though he did cool off later on in the game after starting off hot. But Trace and him connecting is exactly what you want and what you need, especially once Steph gets back and they will probably be in the second lineup together or in the bench lineup together, however you want to call it. And Trace's development has been just wonderful, right? This week, he's had one hell of a week when you think about it, right? 2 posters tonight, essentially. He had that game against Giannis where he was blocking everything and, you know, running down at him on the other hand. So, Trace and his development, while it took a little while for Steve Kerr to see it, is needed, and it's lovely that it's starting, man. Looney was a good dude, man. Looney was a good dude. I really wonder if they're gonna trade him or what's gonna happen with Loon. It really looks that way, or we'll see, man. But Looney will be missed, and we'll see if he gets some playing time by the season, you know, by the end of the season. Nonetheless, a great Trace game, like I said. Podziemski had a really nice bounce-back game coming off the bench now with Wiggins and Clay back in the starting lineup, which I thought was a good move, considering the spacing we had last game and the need for defense. Like, we're bigger, lengthier with Wiggins and Clay in the starting lineup, so and we have more spacing, so that made sense. But it really did feel like the same game we were watching on Saturday, that was, I'm pretty sure, today in the first half and in the start of the second half, until the first time out by Kerr where we were down by 10. Then something just flipped in the Warriors, or I don't know what it was, but their competitive juices were all of a sudden filled. They were just all of a sudden hustling more than the Spurs. They were contesting better, they were defending better, and they were just livelier finally out there after that first time out in the second half. And a lot of the struggles have to do with, I mean, Draymond was really horrible tonight. I really felt like he had a really horrible night. 5 turnovers, 6 fouls, was overforcing those passes to Clay and to GP2, I'm pretty sure. Was still disrespectful defensively, did not move that well. Zach Collins was putting him in the basket. It felt like he just, he has not been playing that well lately. And Uncle Alchemy pointed it out, and tonight was pretty much the pinnacle of that because it was a really bad Draymond game. Kuminga also had a really rough first half, especially defensively, where once again, he did not put any bodies on anybody boxing out. The rebounding continues to be an issue. He did have 5 rebounds and did better in the second half of the game, but nonetheless, it was very disappointing still. Nonetheless, he just gotta improve on it, and we'll see what happens. But that midi fadeaway was nice today. That midi was pretty working. 2 of 3 from the triple line was really good. And he did turn it up better once again in the second half. Then you had Andrew Wiggins playing a really good game overall. Him and Chris Paul were keeping us in this game in the first half and in the first quarter. There was this scuffle between him and Podziemski where Pods felt probably that Wiggins could have hustled a little more and got, an and one, but Wiggins just got to the foul line and they exchanged some words where Pods was, come on, Wiggs, and Wiggs said, the fuck you talking about, or something like that. So that's intriguing. And Pods had a really great game, and I guess, I don't know, man, disagreements are part of the game, I suppose, right? So I think it's a little bit of nothing, and I think in a healthy environment, that would mean nothing, but to be fair, the Warriors have not had quite the healthy environment since the pool incident when we think about it, so I would say nothing comes out of it, right? Podziemski played really well and had a great game. While with Wiggins, it continues to be really weird. He once again did not close out. in a game where he was really good, right? He had a really good all-around game, but he still was not in the closing lineups despite playing 30 minutes. So that is that. And you could also see that we ramped up the minutes tonight, right? 30 minutes for 5 guys, 30 plus minutes for 5 guys, essentially. I know it's 30 minutes and 5 seconds for Wicks and 30 minutes and 13 seconds for Clay, but still, a little more minutes ramping up. Towards the end of the season, we needed this win a whole lot. As a moral victory, pretty much a must win. And then we'll see what happens against Dallas. If we could beat Dallas and get Steph back for the Lakers, beat the Lakers, then we could still be back in shape. It's obviously not nice, but we'll see, man. Nonetheless, the Spurs, shout out to them. They've been playing, better lately and fun matchups against them, even though somewhat frustrating, right? But thankfully, we did better defensively. They also kind of came down to earth shooting-wise, even though they were still getting great looks. And we, once again, allowed them to get going from the three-point line in the first half, might I add, even though Devin Vassell was making some tough shots. But something changed after the first time out in the second half, and thankfully, we never looked back. Get a really good win, fairly easy win, not in doubt, essentially. And we take on Dallas in 2 days. When we look at the standings, it's not been pretty for us because the teams ahead of us have been winning, I'm pretty sure. The Kings lost, so that is at least something, but the Suns have been winning some games, the Pelicans have been winning, the Mavericks and the Lakers are winning these games, right? So it would mean a lot if we could beat both those teams on this week. So huge games coming up. Pretty much every game is a huge game from now on. And hopefully we get Steph back on the weekend against the Lakers, and we can provide some damage in Dallas, where I might add Kuminga's had some really good games and success in Dallas against the Mavericks throughout his NBA career, even when he wasn't like a big player, right? Last year against Dallas, I'm pretty sure he had that huge game. In his rookie year, he had a really huge game against the Mavs, I'm pretty sure. So, intrigued to see how that goes. And I'll be here to cover it as always. Leave a like if you want. If you don't, that's also fine. At the end of the day, I'm just a guy talking about ball. And yeah, in the community tab, you can tell me where do you think the Warriors will land in the standings. I put up a poll there. And as always, be kind to others. Love yourselves as much as possible. And I'll catch you all on, what is it? Is it Thursday? On Thursday, I'm pretty sure, with the Mavericks against the Warriors game.